that teenager, standing in a crimson place with only human bones. You pick up the phone. It says Game of Thrones. The game content is to follow orders or die. The order this time was to kill a classmate. He fell into the sea. The girl swims up to him and says she wants to survive. But then she died of insubordination. The king's orders. Our main character moved to a new school. Here, people are holding sporting events. Yuna took the lead but fell. She gave the stick to her friend to keep running. The next runner got through. You're at the top of the table. And then she won the relay. The surrounding students applauded Nezuko for being so talented. Next is a class photo. Nobuki will be moving here from today. Just like the other male leads. He sat at the last table and by the window. The girl next door is interested in getting to know you. But you're not happy to hear her name. You're still crying. At the time of Raplay, people around want to get acquainted with Nobu, but you're denying everyone's interest. Run out of class type to me. Be quiet. Natsuko ran off to Nobu to talk to him at the old school. Why are you like that? But Nobu didn't cooperate and ran away. The class is selecting the participants in the relay race. Even though he refused, but the classmates are very enthusiastic to invite Nobu to join. Natsuko is also running very fast. Let's make the sports a welcome party. Nobu heard the rumor. Natsuko dynamic friendly. I lost both my parents in an accident. How could she smile like that? Nobu agreed to participate in the sports, and everyone was very happy. You want everything that way too. At exactly 12 o'clock, a message from Game of Thrones arrived. Rules of the game. He simply carried out all the orders the king gave him. Or you will die. Nobu came to class. Everyone thought this was a joke. The order this time is Nobu, and Natsuko will kiss. Nobu started to seriously explain, but AI also laughed. That's nonsense. People are suspicious of wanting to kiss Natsuko. That's why I sent a message. Nobu tried to explain, but everyone else looks at you with disgust. No one believes this until the victim falls. Suddenly a friend came to Nobu and said, if you really want to kiss Natsuki, she will help you. Because it seems that Natsuki also likes Nobu. Nobu yelled at her and said, leave you alone. Then you sit down. You're running out of time. You're going to be sluggish. Natsuki ran to her and asked if he liked AI. You said it was a girl you'll never forget. Natsuki's over the fence in 60 seconds. Natsuki hugged Nobu and asked if she could kiss him. Even though she was rejected, she pushed on. She wants to date Nobu. There was a message from the king, but everyone was asleep. You two have to go and call you and tell you they can't sleep. Nobu to a friend's house. Some of you disobeyed the king and hanged yourself. The survivors gathered in the open ground. Everyone wants to fight with Nobu. He admitted that his class had played this game before. In the end, the whole class is left alone. When the new class heard that, Chonobu was the bottom of society and beat him. Who suspects a thug? Nobu was judged to have disobeyed the king and rolled Ra to death. 2 of my classmates died in front of the entire class. In the end, he was left with a pool of blood. Are you kidding? The whole class is scared. Now you can't blame Nobu. If you do not want to die, you must obey the king. The next order is, Natsuko is ABC with another boy. If you still have a team, you have to do it. She wanted to give it to her lover for the first time, but complained to Nobu. How can you solve it? Game of Thrones is also cruel. The commands are very simple, but if you don't obey, you're dead. The first time the game took place in the old class, Nobu, the order was that a scoundrel would squeeze a classmate's boobs. But the whole class thought it was a fake message. In the evening, a message was sent. Nobu thought it was just a trick. But the next morning, the teacher announced 2 friends get the order, from the Game of Kings, up to the altar. They both hanged themselves last night. I don't believe there is such a coincidence. In the corner of the classroom, my white-haired friend is still reading. Have you scared? Maybe she'll die for Game of Thrones. Because her order is ABC with you other than boyfriend. Her boyfriend is also a scoundrel. I warned the boy not to. Touching my girlfriend. Nobu sits depressed by the grass. His girlfriend came to comfort him, and he cried. The message sent has been completed. Maybe the 2 of you are having sex. The next day, the order was for any student to come to class. Kia girl's boyfriend's name is Entia So Spicy Ra. He beat the enemy. The one who commands no one else is him, so he ordered his rival to hang to death. Message has been sent to. The scared poor boy ran up to the roof. Nobu came to console the game. It was just a joke. But Kia believes it's true because 2 of his friends are hanging. He's totally serious about this, and he's doing a facelift. B.A. Nobu told him about his dream of forming a band, and Kia says his dream is to be a CA doctor. Even though he's a doctor, it's a burning passion. Very quickly, you 2 saw each other. If you get caught in the middle of the night, let me protect you. That friend took Nobu home. It's true that rich people always have good cars and guitars. All 3 friends sing like they're from Ra's asylum. Nobu compliments pretty boy's ring. You said you'd give Nobu that ring if you died. The clock is ticking at 12, and Kia is still alive. This is a shitty game of kings. You said you had to go for a drink. Then you hanged yourself to death. Order completion notice is sent to. Here's the story. Back to the present. Natsuko Nobu, please. I want to play her first time for Nobu. Nobu refuses to always show her another face. Take off your shirt in front of the class and take Nobu with you. Preaching for Nobu to hear about moral issues. She falsely accused Nobu of wanting to rape her. The whole class turns their back and hits you. Natsuko asks a classmate to send a death message to Nobu. Who saved Nobu? 10 people died in the class, and 22 were left. A friend called out a Nobu. A lot of people here are celebrating sports or something. He saw blood, and Nobu was injured. But the whole class is completely indifferent. This is a council fight. He said if you want to beat the council, beat you. Kenta caught Nobu. I told him to try, and Kenta needed an explanation. But Natsuko has arrived. If you're good, don't mess up and don't arrest you. Mizuki must send a dead message to Nobu and Kenta. And the sweet, sweet voice. This looks weird and doesn't look like Natsuko at all. Nobu says, send a message for you, and a message for Natsuko. Mizuki says she can't kill AI. So you threw your phone away. Mizuki and Kenta take Nobu to the hospital. Natsuko also asked to follow, but was slapped this bitch. To an empty place. Mizuki said she didn't want to die. Who wants to comfort you but can't do anything? Don't comfort. Kenta received an order to protect Mizuki at all costs. And you're not going to let Mizuki die. People want Nobu to tell stories of the past. In Nobu's memory, when the whole class still thinks this is a joke. Orders. The next step is to sacrifice someone so that they die. It means voting for the whole class to choose between two people. Even though you don't want to die, Nam still wants to let Kia live. Nobu and his chosen friend went to beg. The whole class voted for their friends. Others are also under pressure because you can't choose one of the two. But Nobu can't take the pain of losing you, so I got down on my knees. Sorry, but Kia. Well, stretch, girlfriend says herself under the Nobu faction. The friend scolded the traitor. At any cost, she wants to live. So she went to the sim to save her. Monday, Nobu starts making ballot boxes. Your classmates came to you and asked you what to do. He complains about things. Even SAO can't watch you die. Kia's friend is going to do favors for the boys to get votes. So at this momentum, Nobu will lose. There are no brothers at this level. The whole class started voting. The girl laughed as if she knew she had won. It's true that she got a lot of votes at first. But then the vote came close. She thinks she must win. The last card decides everything. Girl, you think definitely Nobu. Fraud requires you to count your own votes. That vote has your name. She sowed happiness, but too big a neck is dirty. The note read, sorry Kana-chan, I'll choose Nagoya. Then the phone rang. Kana jumped from the window and fainted. She was taken to the hospital, but not sure if she could survive. Tonight, Nagoya calculates, thank Nobu. Nobu sent a message to save his friend. You said that. Only one can escape the game of kings. So they betrayed Kana. This is an advantage, so Nobu thinks he is evil. It's about time to get the order. Kana is dead, and Naoya must carry out his orders. Order is Naoya must ABC with Nobu's girlfriend. It's all because of you. Naoya doesn't want to cuckold teammates, but because of how fans' life, Nobu fainted. Naoya and tell his girlfriend to act. And then they hugged each other and said, we've got to live. Kenta rubbed Nobu's head and comforted him. Kanto dropped his phone in the park. He's going back to find his phone. Nobu will find the key to the end of Game of Thrones. The game's first appearance was in a peaceful village. Then the people were destroyed. All but one of them left an abandoned village. But there's certainly documentation there. Kento also wants to go with Nobu. Mizuki, please come along too. Mizuki was wearing a cute outfit when she got on board, even though they'll walk on mountains. Kenta asked Mizuki if she brought her phone. Kento said he'll change his phone when he gets to GA. If you change it, you will die. Mizuki was scared and worried because she was going to die today. You're not as strong as everyone else. Kanto asked Nobu who was behind it. Last time Nobu thought it was someone in class, but it turns out it's not. Last time, there was a friend in the class who received the order, give me an order. Her order is to touch the king so she can find out who the king is. You can touch everyone in the class to find the king. Maybe the king is in the class. When Nobu heard about it, he panicked. She said you just want to finish this fast. Just for everyone. So if you use this to find your king, you'll be a hero. It's the end of the Game of Thrones. The whole class got the message. So now they're going to let Kia touch them, to be able to identify the king, to stop more victims and end this game. This next one is awesome. Nobu still doesn't want to believe there's a king in this class, but still have to prove that no one has to sacrifice innocence. More boys have been touched. Only the girls are untouched. Next is Zia, the least talkative and most suspicious girl in the class. but she's unusually calm. You said you knew who the king was, because you were the king. The whole class was shocked. Zia asked what she would do if she was the king. Beat her up. You must have noticed. The only way to end this game is to kill the king. Nobu found it impossible, Zia. Because you played this game. You are responsible for killing the king. After touching, there is no message to Zia. Not the king. There are only 5 girlfriends left. But surely, the king is among those 5 friends. But Nobu's girlfriend is still not king. She touched it all, but there was no text. She sucks panicked, run out. Nobu can't even try to call. Nobu has found a friend, but she'll surely die at midnight. I want to be with Nobu tonight. There's only 60 seconds left. She wants to confess her feelings, but time is running out. You didn't die. Your punishment was to be blind for life. Nobu's order today is to lose something important. Nobu has lost her friend, and suddenly she calls. She knew Nobu was ordered, so she smiled and cried. In the heat of the moment, Nobu called his girlfriend to break up. I'm tired of you, and say I love someone else. But the Kia girl chose to self-destruct. Order completed. Where did the mustache come from? And asked the stupid Nobu to the 5th volume. My friend's punishment is not death. But why did she choose death? Heard Zia say that Nobu got mad and grabbed her collar. She calmly challenged Nobu to kill her. He said he was king, and Kia didn't touch Zia at the time. She holds your hand and touches herself. According to Nobu, the king is in the class. The king killed Zia. It will save everyone in the class. Suddenly Zia injected electricity into Nobu. If I were king, you'd be dead by now. You are too weak to face the king. Zia is a crazy person enjoying this game. And she also assured Nobu would lose and die soon. 2 friends are sitting together. She was crying and afraid that she too would die. Your boyfriend comforts you not to cry. I will destroy the king. It feels like your friend is protecting you since kindergarten. After a while, the friend asked, exchange a phone number with your son. Now we exchange with teacher. A lot of people died last night. It Nobu. I can't stand my friends dying in front of me. Kia's boyfriend looked up information online and got, maybe that will end the game. It looks like each victim got the message. There will be some letters. Nobu says you suspect Zia. But Kia's boyfriend heard the rumor that Zia used to be very happy. Sociable until she was raped by her torso. That boyfriend also thanks Nobu. If you have any fate, please take care of your girlfriend. The next command of the game is that no AI does anything in vain. But just a second later, there was another pile of dead people. I don't know what to say, but Nobu will also call everyone. You don't understand what people are doing. Nobu can call for a friend to hear the sound before your death. You are also helpless. Looks like that guy played dumb for a reward yesterday. It's the Block King. Most of you die for this reason. Nobu's girlfriend doesn't pick up the phone. Nobu decides to go to his girlfriend's house. At the same time, warning people not to block the king or turn off their phones. A friend agreed that it wasn't stopping the king. But before she could do anything, she saw the announcement. Punish her for disobeying orders. And then she had a heart attack and died again. Another person was punished. I don't even seem to cry anymore. I'm sure I'm dead. From this round. There was a message sent to Nobu that he didn't read, and he tried to stop crying. You shouldn't call AI today, because it's easy to cry if you get excited. The friend found the clue. The end of the game is in the old village, 35 years ago. Nobu just needs to go there and expose the king. Nobu said he couldn't do it. I hope this guy can do it for me. But today's order is not to cry, and that guy was crying. And then he trembled as he sent the data. When you finished sending it, you almost died. I got a call from my girlfriend. He died before he could hear her voice for the last time. Nobu's side is still trying not to cry. He called his friend Kia to talk about the game. Today's order is not to cry. Nobu lied to the girl. It was her boyfriend. She was fine. Suddenly, he was beaten from behind and tied up. My girlfriend has appeared. She suspects Nobu is king. You untie Nobu, but you cry. He praised Nobu for crying well. You can die too, but at least let me tell you something. You're investigating Game of Thrones, aren't you? Back to the present group of friends, BA, who have arrived. Mizuki also changed her phone. Kanto felt that Nobu must have suffered a lot. BA Nobu said, at least you still have your girlfriend around. Nobu needs to tell the 2 of you. Back to the past. Best friend can't call for Nobu. When you call, someone else picks up. Everyone in the class has to roll the dice. The number will be determined, and the number will be determined. And people with dice. They all have to die. So who's the volunteer? Now they only have 10 survivors. He started thinking about the girl he hated. Best friend of Nobu. You don't have to protect your girlfriend. We have to find out who's rolling the dice. Gather everyone in the park. A classmate cut his own wrist. Jia and Nobu are not so far. AI will be the one to roll the dice. Nobu girlfriend says to defeat the king together and unite. That AI also responded and was forced to fall. The girl said that the gangster will be the one chosen to roll the dice. Then Nobu appeared with Zia. His girlfriend came running to hug him and fell. I saw Zia laughing. Gypsy continues to quarrel with his best friend Nobu. He said he had a lot of work to do. Then he asked his friend to roll the dice, because he's like, only you can save me. Now you see how fucked up this guy is. When the helpless friend is about to roll the dice, Nobu, I stopped you. Now whoever rolls the dice is dead. See the plan cancelled. He got mad and threatened his girlfriend, Nobu Ra. I am the one who commands, and if anyone dares to he's gonna kill his girlfriend. He ordered Naoya or Nobu to roll the dice. Nobu picked up the dice, but Naoya jerked back. You will die for your brothers. Who would have expected him to roll the dice? You have the right to name the dead by reading their names. He had to read the name of someone other than himself. People are fighting again. A boy who's been chosen to have his head cut off. Just read the name and die. There are 5 more dead. Let's see this bleeding head. Everyone was screaming bitterly. The fear of breaking up friendships and the classmates died. 2 more must die. Gypsy's best friend promised to sacrifice himself and his brothers because that friend is an asshole. Hell, you 2 are dead. Now it's Naoya's turn. His hand is severed. Next is to your feet. Leave your last words and die. There are only 3 people left. Ja. He was determined to defeat the king until further orders were given. You've heard about this game before. And there's a theory that this is a form of hypnosis, and it's transmitted like an epidemic. Land transmission via message line. Gia has created software to beat VI's withdrawal. She's a king virus hacker. Thought it was complete, but Zaya was caught in the king's trap and burned with fire. Before she died, Zia asked the other 2 to defeat the king on her behalf. Let's start with episode 7, and the whole group goes deep into the forest. There, they found a rather old gate. It's finally here. The road to go through is a tunnel with no wind. It's terrible. Now Mizuki has to send a dead message, so now it's SAO. Nobu thought of sacrificing 2 girlfriends. One is a disaster, and one is out of treatment. Kanto then argued with him about the value of life. Through the tunnel, the village was at sunset. Although it is clear that it is still afternoon outside. Everybody light a flashlight and come in. The village was also destroyed. There's only the crows. There's got to be a clue to Game of Thrones somewhere. Nobu opens the door to a house. You want to know the truth. The other 2 friends will be waiting outside. There's a picture of your ex-girlfriend and BA in the house. So this house is Miss SAO's family. A letter titled BA, sorry I bumped Nobu in the eye. So BA, she's involved in this game? Kanto suddenly realized that he had lost track of Mizuki. There is a message sent to complete the order. 7 more died because they disobeyed the king. Now Kanto will choose Mizuki or go to Nobu. Mizuki appeared at Kaito's place. You said you came here to say goodbye. And Nobu is following a trail into a temple. There you found a notebook. When I opened it, a piece of paper fell out. There's a body next door. That man was his ex-girlfriend's father. He killed himself. Maybe he's sorry he dragged his daughter into this game. Should have committed suicide. He has 2 daughters. The other person I suspect is Natsuko. Maybe if the 2 of them were sisters. Natsuko is also a survivor of Game of Thrones. Sao Mizuki is also standing at Kento right now. She's talking about love born in chaos. I wanted to protect Kenta, so you're going to send a message to yourself and send another message to Nazuko. Before that, she was blushing and talking to Kenta. I confess my love to you. What do you think of me? Kenta panicked in Mizuki's head. Sorry for making you awkward. Say goodbye and run away. Kenta hugged her. Love is born in this chaos, but now dying together sounds romantic and beautiful. Kenta is still bewildered. He strongly advised her to go where the waves were. Mizuki was saved by his friend in time. Nobu is also looking for 2 friends. The current situation in the classroom is quite chaotic. Everyone hugged each other and cried. When Nobu came, it was late. But Kenta's not dead yet, despite his choice to die. It turns out that Mizuki changed her phone, so it didn't count. Now Mizuki will die and Kenta will die. The person who promised to protect Mizuki will also die, Theo. In the last hour, Kenta wanted to be with Mizuki, so he told Nobu to come out. The sky is shining. Mizuki wakes up. When you wake up, you will only suffer. They want to hold hands before they die, but not in time. Nobu had to put their bodies next to each other. Nazuko calls the entire class with only 11 survivors. Nobu has something to ask Natsuko, but Natsuko said in a tantalizing tone, I got a message from Kenta. Natsuko took advantage of some nonsense. Kenta is a big flat brain. I saw her voice and hated it. In her hand was Mizuki's phone. Now Nobu's life is in her hands. The ABC woman rushed him to the bathroom. Natsuko goes too far. You want to kill her to stop it. But when he went to the toilet, Natsuko kept banging on the door. Then through the gap, on the toilet, he stole his phone. You can't betray me, or I'll kill you. Nobu's place is still peaceful. You read about Game of Thrones. I know that players get the letters. In this game, maybe the key is mutation or error. So Zia's theory must be true. Another girl called Nobu. You called, and then I made a lady's voice in exchange for information. And asked Nobu to come to her house to exchange. To her friend Nobu's house, scolded by her for making her wait. You want to go somewhere else to talk. But in the house the parents misunderstand death. They went to a small park to talk about Game of Thrones. You found information about yourself. Collective inspection of another school. So this happened somewhere else. And it happened to be Natsuko's old school. There's also a name called Zia. Nobu was slightly agitated, so asked her friend why she knew. Zia, she found information about old school Nobu, and saw Zia's news. I want to ask Nobu what Zia is, what the mysterious words are. Nobu says, those words are left to the player. He even pulled out a diary he found in the village. But my friend Kia also found something interesting. The letters are the same, so maybe they'll be useful. Nobu excited for pleasure. You cry because your friends didn't have to die in vain. Thanks to her, Nobu saw the light of hope. Where did Natsuko come from? She wanted everyone to gather in the yard. Nobu wants to talk to her alone. Have you ever played this game before? Do any of the victims have any special AI for her? You said yes. Nobu talks about how he knows his sister Natsuko. She's a little weak, but quickly acquired arrogance. Everybody's gathered in the yard. Now let's start the next game. The order this time is for each person according to the seating order. I will cut my finger. Self-scoring and allowed to pass. A friend who offered to stop arguing and reconcile. But Natsuko had your phone in her hand. But wait, if everyone passes this time, everyone will live. But if one person breaks his arm, he loses. Nobu has passed, and a few more people have chosen to pass. There are only 6 people left. In the middle of it, a friend wants to cut Nobu's hair. You said you wanted to be a mechanic. Cut your hair and talk about your future. I hope he lives and fulfills his dreams. Suddenly, he broke his finger and asked Nobu if he liked the new hair. He sacrifices himself just to get his phone back from Natsuki. This is the plan everyone's been working on. Students will give. Natsuko, I know that threatening her doesn't hurt her, so he's going to destroy his entire left hand. Eventually, her left hand will fall. He then threatened Natsuko to return the phone. Or I'll put a minus on you. But if Natsuko pays, the points are for AI. That classmate said, even though I have lost my dream, I lost my whole left hand. Natsuko returned the phone, but she's still given a minus. She can pass. It will depend on the rest. It was too painful to choose a pass. Even the fingers dare not break after playing with people's lives like a game. There was another girl who got a negative score because she asked for it. The order is still reassuring everyone. Your hands will heal, but it's a little too much to leave a dream behind for revenge. Other friends object. This is a Game of Thrones, so you have to team up with 3 people. Then already 8. Only Natsuko's best friend remains. She asked her best friend to break her arm because of her. See a friend who doesn't. She's got her friend down, and she's going to get a rock, and she's going to smash it. She asked for a minus. I want to know if my best friend saved me. But in the end, Natsuko only knows herself. So what are friends? Natsuko frantically banging her friend Kia's hand. Nobu goes to push her out, and her friend cries. We're friends, and SAO has to do that to each other. She's talking about betraying her friends. She's still thinking about saving her friends. Natsuko invited her friend to join the track and field club. And research helps with asthma. Her asthma has declined due to exercise. So she came to push Nobura and save Natsuko. She thinks it's just, Natsuko had to do that when she got to the end. With small friendship is the bond. I'll always be your friend, and I'll always be with you. Natsuko held her hand and cracked another finger. She's screaming in pain. Natsuko wants her to take the final plus and go back. Not everything is over. Everyone gets notified to complete the order. At the hospital, Natsuko led his friend out. She hasn't changed after her friend's condition. She said it must be Game of Thrones where she and Nobu, different, they said they'd meet people under the bridge and tell stories. Kia's friend's hands won't move either. He's confident because he has his right hand. You'll try to cut Nobu's messy hair. Another friend went to buy a hat to welcome his friend out of the hospital. Nobu gather friends. People decide to follow you. Natsuko appeared and said that the leader was only hindering her. Only one person survived. Played before. At the end, you killed someone you hated, and the person you wanted to protect killed himself. Suddenly the clock strikes 12, and Kia's friend was fined for breaking the law. Natsu stole his phone to stop the king. You didn't put 8. Natsu is crazy. Now, I don't know what's right and what's wrong. You went shopping and came back. When he saw his best friend die, he went crazy too. Why aren't you laughing? The cohesion of life is almost gone. The next order is to run to the top of a mountain. After a certain time, the farthest person will be punished. Losing a best friend, girlfriend, he also went crazy and kept talking about his dead friend. But the next command to run into that place is very far away. This friend is still depressed and crying. Natsuko went first, and her best friend decided to stay. Nobu goes to advise stop her. She just wished you luck. Nobu always carries her up. You want Natsuko to realize the truth. And you can't leave your classmates behind. She told me to put her down and ask why Nobu was going to save her. You need a reason to save people. On the run, because of the distance, someone threw a friend down the stairs. Because he's in the way. When everyone stops, he runs first. This glasses girl want to take him to the hospital or call an ambulance. If they fail to use the means, they will be punished. The glasses girl had to leave him behind. Nobu ran for a while and saw the lady again. Nobu says you short hair stay a little with lady. She asks you what you see when you watch someone die. Because of her, I can't imagine dying like that. You don't want to play this game. And you're at your best now. Nobu always thinks about people. Maybe he's been through too many crimes. For Nobu brought back 2 bottles of water for his friends. Miss told Nobu to run first. You'll catch up soon. Nobu ran away and didn't forget to tell her you had to catch up. If you run one more segment, Nobu meets the group you are running. You don't want to blame them either. He asked his friends to take care of the girl he was traveling with. You run back to where the lady is, crying for running alone. She doesn't understand why you came back. And you think you can't open the can because of your long nails. Open the can of water for you. Then there was the sound of footsteps. I didn't know it was AI. The boy was pushed down, but he didn't seem to last long either. Nobu heard a voice. Leave your friends, and he'll live. That's much better, right? Nobu struggled inwardly and decided not to give up. You're worried. You're tired enough. Nobu's gone. Take care of others. It's terrible. Nobu, hold my hand tight. When the sun is about to shine, Nobu still hasn't caught up with everyone. They crossed the sea at dawn. It's beautiful. 2 friends told Nobu to run first, because they're not going to keep up with your real speed. As he watched the sunrise, Nobu imagined his ex-girlfriend. Suddenly, the boyfriend fell unconscious. Nobu jumped into the sea to save him, but couldn't save him. When you think about giving up, you see the illusion of your dead friends. And my ex-girlfriend. You're on the shore. Damn it. Nobu lies on the beach, and the lady hugs him to keep him warm. I'm afraid you will die too. You'll have to run through 4 more islands to get there. It's almost time. Nobu or the lady will be punished. Nobu lies, stop tying shoelaces, because you don't want to see anyone die anymore. Nobu, pretend you've slipped your shoelace so the lady can run first. But she also realized when it was announced. She said she'll wait for you. In the end, it was not them who died, but the boy who died. The lady also recognized the Nobu. Deliberately go last and get angry. Nobu thought she was thinking too much. It's a long way, so let's go. Lady said Nobu's job is to finish with you. Everyone is doing their best to run. The next punishment is coming. Next is AI, because we haven't caught up with everyone since the first punishment. So Nobu wants the lady with the prison to decide. She's worried about crying. What if you die? Nobu said I won't regret it. You're like, don't regret it. And as a result, she's sacrificed. Nobu, he said the winner has a choice, so he'll run behind. Miss Stone, give you a pain. Can't stand up and run back. She's crying. Why don't you understand? Nobu tried his best to chase and grab her hand. You apologize and get it wrong. The lady asked who Nobu's ex was. Your new girlfriend must be better than me. Please, Nobu, stay with me a little longer. But Nobu runs backwards. Miss Crying, we really need you. Suddenly, there was an announcement of a sacrifice. I can't believe it's Natsuko's best friend this time. Because she tried to run back. She said her love to Natsuko and died in the middle of the road. Both Nobu and the lady are alive. Go on, lady, take the Nobu. Crying and telling Nobu to survive. Nobu asked her if she wanted to hear about the end of the game first. That's when Zia was burned like a Jew. The final order of the game. Kill the one you love the most. BA Nobu and girlfriend extrusion pushing each other. Everyone wants to die for the enemy. But they still want to live and have fun together. His girlfriend committed suicide before she died. I love you so much and hope you live well. Then she flew back to the grandmother's and let Nobu cry alone. Game over. Only Nobu lives. And the king's final message was to choose between continue the game of kingship and be punished. Natsuko is having fun running. She doesn't know how many are coming next. There's a sign. The stupid Kia guy walked up to Theo and ended up trapped. Natsuko turns out to be the guy who changed the sign to hurt his friend. Next, she called another friend to show her the way to the top. You believe her too. She said she'll talk to the others. You are shown the way. I thought about who could trust Natsuko, so I went the other way. She's trapped in her psyche. Nobu and the lady ran to their friends. Your stupid friend Kia ran the wrong way and tripped. When she returned, she found her friend trapped. There's a broken leg lying there. Ask her for help. Give him another kick in the face. Newspaper that another friend also believes Nazuko and follows little Theo, and her best friend was let go by her callously. Nazuko said he'll be the only one alive. She's killed all her friends before. Do you all dare? You've got 60 seconds to run, and Nazuko's in the way. Every 60 seconds, Natsuko gets in the way. Nobuso fell her, let the others run through. When he tried to run, Natsuko pulled him to the second spot. My friend is still trying to run, for wanting to live for others who have died. They made it to the top of the mountain in time. A message from the king was also sent. Complete the order. Nobu also arrived in time on your back is carrying your glasses. 5 people passed this time, and the people who thought they'd come first got Natsuko, trapped to the point of being punished. She even thanked me for the kicks. By the way, making fun of the dead is stupid. Everyone looked at Natsuko, and she's still waiting for the last order. Suddenly, Nobu was hit by another friend and fainted. The next command is to cut my body and put the pieces together into a figure. How many people doesn't matter. They're not components. Kia said he'll sacrifice himself. He needs someone to cut off the head. He wants it right here. Natsuko immediately took the hot goods and the saw. People stop, and she's still standing there cheering the young Kia chainsaw. She even helped one hand when the saw got stuck in his leg. I just saw one leg and rolled it out. Natsuko picked up the drill and pointed it at the lady. The lady can't stand now. The glasses girl came out from behind and was sawn in half. Next is the lady's turn. The haughty lady went for help, making Natsuko feel funny. Wake up. Natsuko explained to you today's order. My friend Kia wanted to be stronger, but didn't mind. Cut off my legs. Being touched, Natsuko interrupted. When you're done crying, what do you do next? Nobu doesn't understand why the king gave this order. He asked Natsuko how to end this. Natsuko suddenly realized something. She asked them what they were doing before they got here. Lady thinks they should think of clues together. Give a clue to Natsuko. I can't believe Natsuko noticed that too. Since the game started, Natsuko has started collecting 10 letters. The virus has infected the LAN on the network, and the message is faulty. If you put it together, you can beat the king. Maybe the letters are the pieces to end this game. The word has appeared. It turns out that VIs is living in the player's body, and it's contagious. LAN through people. It means that if you want to save humanity, all players must die. Natsuko's crazy. She doesn't care about humanity, she just wants to survive. She's had enough. She wants to be a sower of despair for the players. Lady remotely holds a saw to Natsuko's saw. Lady tried to shake a Nobu. I'm alive because of him. Someone stabbed Nobu to death from behind Natsuko. You realize you'd rather kill the one you love. Better than letting someone else kill you. There's only one girl left, and she cries out the name Nobu. Nobu wakes up in the flower field. Ex-girlfriends and their friends are all there. Natsuko also pulled up her hair and smiled. The lady is now carrying Nobu's body to the beach. You were so warm before. And she and Nobu sank to the bottom. Sometime later, at another school, another student received a message from the king. Game of Thrones has once again begun.